Hey guys, Tim Wilson UK here, and welcome to what is episode number 10 of my F1 2016 career number 1, well, season number 1 of my career. And we're just about to head into the race at, let's just go straight to race, the race at Shanghai in China. Looking forward to this one. Had an absolutely storming qualifying session. Was a little bit off the pace to start with, managed to come in and put pair of new boots on and turn the fuel up to rich mix and was be able to put the car on pole. Let's hope we can convert this into a win and not end up with some kind of a safety car and an issue like we had in the last race with Kimi Räikkönen, and it looks like we got a wet race.
Felipe Massa passed Jenson Button into turn 1 at the very first Chinese Grand Prix in 2004. Shanghai has consistently provided close racing and extraordinary memories. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Haas in pole position then, and Nico Rosberg completes the...
So we got the... I'm not going to go through the grid like I normally do. You guys know what... if you saw the previous video, you'll know what the grid slots are. It's currently got us on inters because it's light rain. So hopefully, let's have a quick look at the race strategy. Inters and then inters. So this is a one-stop race, and it looks like, what do we got, 28 laps. So let's dive straight into this and start the race. I would imagine there's going to be a fair amount of incident purely because of the fact that there is yeah, so hopefully we don't have the same problem that we had in Bahrain where we had the virtual safety car, and for some reason I completely messed up the delta and Kimi ended up overtaking me, which I didn't believe was possible under virtual safety car, or any safety car for that matter. So I'm a little bit confused by that. I'm not entirely sure I would have done any better in the race. I was quite happy with the third position, even though I started on pole. Nico's driving really slowly here. Look at the tyre temps. 60, 65, 66. Can't get them any higher, and I can't get my position back to try and get some more temperature in these tyres. Let's give it a bit of a wiggle round. There we go. 68. I want to get them up to at least 7. There we go. 73, 72. Brake temps are dead low as well. They're normally around about 700. Let's stamp on the brakes at the end of the straight here. There we go. Get the tyre temps up lovely. These inters... Oh, there's me off the track. Oh, stay off the grass. I was going to say, there's... these inters are pretty good, actually. And as I said that, I almost ended up binning it in the wall. Alright, so I managed to get the front left, funnily enough, up near 80. Front right, mid-70s. Alright, it's doing this on its own, so I can just let it go. I can have a sip of my cup of tea while I wait for the rest of the grid to form up. It's going to take a little while.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Nearly there. Last couple of cars coming in. I do like this aspect of the new game. I like the formation lap, and I like the fact that you've actually got to do a fairly normal start. There we go. Screen's going to go black, and here we go. Oh, bogged down massively. Rosberg's past me. Let's see if we can get back up inside him. Looks like we have. Oh, what a move. Took back the position. And we're away. Lap number 1, Chinese Grand Prix. Let's try and keep this nice and smooth, otherwise I'm going to be in the wall. It looks like the AI aren't as confident in the rain as they are in the dry, because I seem to have opened up a wee bit of a gap already. A little bit wide there, but that's okay. Plenty of runoff there. Well, they're not going to get DRS behind, so I'm not that worried about that. But it's nice to just get a gap that if anything does go a bit pear-shaped throughout the race, that I do have a little bit of a buffer to the car behind. Yeah, look, a fairly decent gap. But then I've got Rosberg and Hamilton. They've also streaked away from the cars behind. A little bit deep into that corner, but that's okay. Wow, that's slow. Hopefully the rain will clear up and we can get onto some dry tyres. Don't want to be doing the entire race in the rain. If it gets any heavier, we'll have to go onto the wets, but at the moment these inserts seem to be working pretty damn well. I expect to go purple this lap purely because of the fact that this is the second lap of the Grand Prix. But you can see how slow I'm having to go around these corners. Hamilton, Rosberg. Looks like Hamilton's done Rosberg. So they had a little bit of a battle then on the last lap. He's overtaken him. We'll see down this back straight here whether Rosberg can return the favour, because he's right up behind him. Mind you, Hamilton looks like he's got a wee bit of a gap to Rosberg there. Better corner. Good drive out as well. Not a dry line on the track yet. You can see there is, mind you, the rain is still falling, so we're not going to get a dry line just yet. 156. So we were doing 140s in qualifying. I don't think we're going to get an awful lot quicker than that. That's purely because of the fact that this is going to be a wet race, I think, for the entirety. We haven't heard anything different off of Jeff as yet. Just trying to stick to this. It's not a dry line, but it's drier than the wet line, so to speak. Drier than the rest of the track. Not the wet line, let's call it the rest of the track. That's the best corner I've done there for 3 laps, so happy with that. Let's have a quick nosy at the tyres. 17%, so still all good. Good if we can get a one stop, but that means we need to go to lap 14 on these tyres. Still absolutely pissing it down. You can see there on the screen the rain's washing down. Do that too often.
Okay, at this rate we'll finish with a little extra fuel, so you have some in hand to run a faster engine mode for a bit.
Right, I think I'll leave the rich mix in case we get into some traffic or some bother later in the race. I think I'm gonna just keep it on standard at the moment. Just keep that little bit up my sleeve just in case there's any trouble. So there's Jeff's telling us that it's going to continue to rain, light rain conditions, so that's going to be still inters, which is good. We don't want to be going an awful lot slower, and we will be doing if we have to put the full wets on. A little bit of grass there, nothing to get too annoyed about. The best is a 156.3. Gone purple in the first two sectors on this lap. Let's see if we can get it any better on this lap. Another decent final corner. That's the one that I've been worried about for a while. That's the one that's been giving me a bit of a headache. .156 flat.
Just
let the car's momentum take us round. It's going well. These tyres tend to slow down a little bit more than the softs or the super softs when you just coast. And we're a fair way ahead of Hamilton and Rosberg now, so got a decent gap to them at the minute. Don't want to be... Yeah, we've got almost 7 seconds on Hamilton at the moment. Let's see if we can stretch that out so we can get an entire pit stop in without losing the lead. That would be lovely. Got too much curve there. It's slowing me right down. And again. And again. Scrappy lap. Going to be down on the delta for this lap, I think. Yeah, half a second down. Be interesting to see what lap we start to catch some of the back markers, or whether we actually do that before the first round of pit stops. Well, I say first round of pit stops, I'm on a one-stop strategy, and I would imagine that most other teams are on a similar kind of strategy. So, are we going to catch the back markers? I would imagine we probably will, but it won't be for a long time yet. Good stuff. Still 7/10 down, 10 seconds ahead of Hamilton now. Going beautifully at the moment.
The gap to the car behind is 10.9 seconds.
Sorry, I'm not doing an awful lot of commentary on this video, guys. It's quite tricky to keep this car on the track. It definitely takes a lot more concentration than the dry races. But I am still here, just in case you're wondering. I'm just about to come up to quarter race distance. Ooh, that was wide. Back on the road, Wilson. Wow, I pulled out 3 seconds on Hamilton in that lap. Tenth down on my best time. Time should start getting better because the fuel should start going down. Tenths. I lost another tenth in the second sector. Just get these tyres in the wet, keep them nice and cool. 39% wear, holding it around 80 degrees. Brakes get so cold on this back straight.
Considering switching to an alternate strategy, do you want to change or stick to plan A?
I can't look at the minute, because I'm in the middle of these corners. I don't know why they have to change the strategy. I'm going to stay to the strategy that I'm on, actually, I think. Just as a matter of interest, let's see what they're suggesting. 2 stops.
The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. Okay, copy that.
Right, I'm staying on the 1-stop strategy. I'm going to try and push this bad boy to the end. Not this set of tyres, but I'm going to try and push this strategy to the end. I haven't had to push the tyres yet, so apart from that first corner where I had to regain first from Rosberg. That's 1.5 seconds. That's me pissing around with a pit strategy. You know what? Next time I'm just going to leave the bugger and hopefully it will just go away on its own. I think it does anyway. I think if you just ignore it, it just stays on the strategy that you're on. So we'll try that next time if Jeff's suggesting the strategy. Through there. I don't know what I was doing. Hey, hey. see if we can start pushing a little bit. We're coming to the first pit stop in 6 laps time, 5 laps time actually.
The gap behind us is 15.9 seconds.
So if it's 15.9 to Hamilton, what is that then to the back markers? Must be about 30, 40
There's about a
seconds.
lap's worth of spare fuel in the car. You won't be able to run in mix 3 for long with that much, but do burn it if you need to.
Right, a lap's extra fuel. So that means that I might have to go lean at some point. Ooh, that was a bit slippery on that curb.
We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain.
20 minutes of light rain, so this will probably be with us then till the end of the race. So that gap to Hamilton, 16 and a half now. Not gaining as much time, well I say not opening that gap as much as I was earlier. That might be down to me getting a little bit ragged in these laps, but it may be the tyres falling away a little bit with 10 laps into the race. And just off a purple sector there. A little bit hesitant into that corner. Probably could have taken a little bit more speed through there. Ooh, that slid a bit. Got to be a little bit careful here. These tyres are starting. Got a massive amount of understeer on that last corner. Lost almost 3/10 in sector 2. That is the massively curvy section of the track. Let's see how far Hamilton and them are behind when they come through the...
Tyre temperatures are in the optimal range. The conditions are matching the tyres.
Cool. Haven't seen a split to Hamilton and Rosberg yet. That was better, up to 18 seconds, took almost 3 seconds out of him that lap. Nice, enjoyed that. Coming out of that corner, that was good. 3/10 down though, these tyres are going off big time. What I'm surprised to see, considering it's raining, is that nobody's out of the race. It's lap 11 and we haven't had a single yellow flag or retirement as yet, which is incredibly strange for China, especially when it's chucking it down like this.
Expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate tyres.
Right, so we're going from inters back to inters, which is what I expected. Right, almost at half distance. The rain doesn't look like it's easing off at all. So this could be a fairly boring race. It has been thus far. Since the first corner, I haven't seen anybody. Which is pretty shit for me driving and for you guys watching, so apologies for that, guys. And I've almost got enough of a gap on Hamilton to do a pit stop and still be in the lead of the race.
Okay, distance to teammate, 51.8 seconds.
Alright, so Grosjean's on the other side of the track at the minute, 51.8. That's almost an entire half a lap behind.
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one? Got that confirmed.
I started manually shifting out the corners in the rain at the minute, purely because of the fact that the AI automatic gearbox tends to keep the revs quite low and the engine doesn't tick over very fast, so I've been trying to punch out of the corners with a lower gear and it seems to be working. Right, pit lane's open. You see the blue line there. Half a second down, 1.2 seconds down on that lap. Pit lane is open. I think that was Jeff telling me. So it's lap 14, half race distance. Let's dive into the pits and see if we can change the strategy up. We don't want to go. Let's stay in first gear through these set of corners. I'm making a right pig zero of this.
Okay, the gap behind is 24.4 seconds.
1 second slower. I completely mucked up that first corner.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A? Confirmed.
It's so difficult to do stuff on, or look at the screen. I'm so glad that for the guys that actually race in real life, they just need to look at the buttons on the wheel. I've got to actually look at the screen to make sure I'm pressing the right thing. I'm down 1.6 seconds on this lap.
Okay, some information from Kvyat. They've got a
Oh,
serious power
bollocks.
issue. It looks like they're retiring. Caution, caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Alright, so I've got to keep that delta positive, which it is at the top there. Shit, it's coming down. I can't go any faster.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Ah. I'm coming into the pits anyway.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green. VSC ending. We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Alright, can't see Hamilton anywhere.
Go, go, go. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Alright, there's... Hamilton's pitted. Hamilton must have pitted because Rosberg's now in second. And he's not far behind, so that means Rosberg hasn't pitted.
Okay, at this rate, we'll finish with a little extra fuel, so you have some in hand to run a faster engine mode for a bit.
Okay. That means Rosberg and Raikkonen should go into the pits this lap. Still no sign of the rain easing off.
Okay, some information on
Oh
button.
no, Jensen's out of the race.
They're retiring the car.
That's 2 retirements. Don't like to see the British go out, but he's clearly got an issue with his motor.
This light rain is going to be with us for a while now. Caution, caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
Okay, there's a car off the track there.
So the gap to our teammate is 41.1 seconds.
Is that Button? That might have been Button's car off the track there.
has just entered the pits. Roman in the pits.
I'm seeing the comments come up on the screen, guys, but well, I've seen the notifications for comments come up on the screen, but obviously in the middle of the race it's fairly difficult to read the comments, so I will have a look at them at the end of the race. I can assure you that. And I've just seen some grey dots ahead of me on the track, so I think 15, 16 laps into the race, I am just about starting to catch back markers. We should see them in these first set of corners up here. Yeah, you can see, there we are. That's the first set of back markers. So in the next couple of laps, we should have them firmly in our sights, and I need to make sure that I do not lose any body work whilst trying to overtake these guys. Still a fair way ahead. I've probably got another half a lap before I even get close to catching them. Scruffy through there. I think what I might try and do in season number 2, if I still want to do this recording and you guys still want to watch this particular series of recordings, I might go to the next level up in the difficulty, because obviously, as you can see, I am sort of owning this race. I haven't owned every race thus far, but I'm owning this race. But I may also go up to, or change to, manual gearbox, and maybe even drop the suggested line off the screen as well. Try and make it a real challenge. I know there's other guys out there, Arava, and a number of other guys that play the Formula 1. These guys play on Ultimate, so that's like the best of the best. You know, they don't have any assists on. You've got no lines. You know, the pit limiter's all manual. Everything. He has to do every single thing in the race, which is, it's pretty tough. And you know, kudos to those guys for doing that. I don't feel I'm at anywhere near that level at the minute, and that's why I'm racing on hard difficulty. And I still have some of the bits on the screen, like the racing line and so on and so forth. I feel like I'm not that dependent on it anymore. I feel like I do know my braking zones now for the corners. The more I actually race the track, the better I actually become at it. As you can see, I've just gone purple there in that sector. That might be because I've got new boots on the car as well. But I do feel like I'm actually getting better at the racing lines and the braking zones. So who knows, we may really ramp up the difficulty next season. Because there's no way we should be this far ahead in a Haas in season number 1, even with the development that we have done on the car already this season. I say I was going to catch those guys in that half a lap, and it's been over a lap, and I can only just see a car that I'm about to get onto the same section of track as, so not catching the guys as quick as I thought. It's positions as it was before the pit stops, so I'm leading the race at the moment. Hamilton in second position, and Rosberg bringing up the last podium place. 2 retirements. We have Danny Kvyat out of the race. He went out about 5 laps ago, and then about 2 laps later, Jensen went out of the race. I would imagine Kvyat stopped in a fairly innocuous position, purely because of the fact that we ended up with a virtual safety car. But they cleared that away fairly quickly. It wasn't even, we didn't even have the VSC for an entire lap. It was only about half a lap, because just coming out of Sector 2 into Sector 3 when I got the notification that there was a VSC. And by the time I'd actually just pulled into the pits, they were saying that the VSC was about to be cleared. So, yeah, there we can see visually now we have a car ahead. Just spotted him diving into that corner. There he is. It looks like it's one of the Saubers, so that's either going to be either NASA or Ericsson. Let's have a quick nosy. It should tell us when we get close. They should get wave blues. Let's wait till we're in a closer position to establish how we're going to attack this overtaking. It is Felipe Nasr. So he's actually having a pretty terrible race because he's behind the two Manners. By how much, I don't know. I'm sure we're about to find out. But we don't know. He may have had a coming together with Kvyat. That's why Kvyat's out. I don't know. I haven't had I can't see the replay. It doesn't say why he was out of the race. But we're about to come up and take him. We've got 8 laps to go at the end of this lap. Right up behind him on that braking zone. Wow, they really do drive cautiously. That's nice to see. Blue flags in effect there. He dived straight out of the way, exactly as they should do. Much respect to Codemasters for getting that right. Last season's game, or last year's game, that just did not work. The guys just moved out of the way for a split second. As you're coming by, they would pull back into position and smash straight into you. So hats off to the guys from Codemasters for getting that right. I was saying about the two Manor cars that Nasr was doing pretty badly because he was behind the two Manors. And as if by magic, here they are. Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein. They're the next two that we're going to be dispatching of. Another purple sector for sector number 1. Come on, boys. Let's make a gap. He has pulled off the racing line, but he hasn't slowed down an awful lot. There we go. There we go. Cheers, buddy. All right. And his Wehrlein. We'll go past him on the straight, I think. Oh, I went massively wide there. Oh, shit. That wasn't good.
There's about a lap's worth of spare fuel in the car. You won't be able to run in mix 3 for long with that much, but do burn it if you need to.
Right, let's go past him on the straight. He should pull right over as we come up behind him. I went massively wide there. That was completely unintentional. Wehrlein pulls in behind me on the slipstream. Tries to get a toe down the straight. And I've left that braking way too late. And here's the other Sauber. So we've got Ericsson. And then it looks like we've got the two Renaults of Palmer and Magnussen next to overtake. That was a slow lap. Those back markers had a massive effect there. 1.3 down on that lap. This is where the guys are hugely slow. Because I mean, look at how much I caught up on this, just on these first set of corners. AI does not do well in the rain. I have to really tiptoe around these guys because they are close together and they are racing one another. So I have to be very cautious as he dives down the inside of two cars. That was not cautious at all. So I'm going to have to just watch myself. Thank you. Oh shit, Palmer. Jesus! I thought he was going. Oh no!
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down. Maintain a positive delta.
That's for me. That is. Chuffing Palmer took me out as I overtook him. Got damage to the motor. No, everything looks okay. Wow. Still in first. Thank God I had that spare time. Does that mean Palmer's out of the race?
Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
Oh man,
Green flag.
that means I've got to overtake those guys all over again now. Shit.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Oh no, Hamilton's got a problem with his motor. Yeah, so all the way back to Nasser. So Nasser, Wehrlein. Oh, Alonso's out of the race. Nasser, Wehrlein, Harrianto, Ericsson, Palmer, Magnussen. I've got to overtake all these guys again. And hopefully Jolyon doesn't take me out this time. I was way past him. He got blue flags. I was way past him. And he just completely did me. Sorry, Felipe.
Incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Oh, it looks like somebody's off the track there. Oh, me. Right, so that was almost like the kiss of death for me, because I did say that we hadn't had any retirements, and we've had about 4 in the last few laps. But also I've had a bit of a coming together as well. And I knew it was going to happen with the back markers, because it always does. So I almost put my own curse on myself there. And I don't know why I'm trying to overtake the guys on the tricky section of this track, because there is a lot of tricky sections, long corners. I should just wait until these long straights come up and then just get in behind and then just fly past. And I want to see if I can do Wehrlein under braking down here. He is being shown the blue flag, so let's see if we can get him under braking, which we have done. And then we have Ericsson and Palmer here. So Eric's been shown wave blues. Thank you, Mr. Ericsson. Lovely of you.
That was the fastest lap of the race.
Alright, let's see if Jolyon obliges now. We're in this tricky section again. He's not going to be able to move over here, so I'm going to have to just stay behind him and negotiate past him when I can. You know what? That's it. Thank you, Jolyon. Now stay out of the way. Magnussen now. And then I probably won't catch anybody else
The gap between you and the car
before the end of the
increasing by a
race.
significant amount each lap. Good job.
Magnussen should slow down here, which he does. Thank you, Kevin. Let's dive into this corner. And who's next up the road? We haven't had any mechanical failures as yet. Touch wood. Keep him going strong. Can't see the car ahead. I think I just saw him diving into the first corner. So the rain is definitely going to stay for the rest of the race. We have 4 laps to go. Doesn't show any signs of easing, so it's inters till the end of the race, I think, which helps on race strategy and also on tyre wear. So
5 laps of fuel remaining.
5 laps of fuel, so I've got an extra lap if I need it, but I don't think I do. I'm still 37 seconds ahead of Hamilton. A country mile. Somebody's just turned there at the end. Now that was a white car, so that's either a Haas or a really slow Williams. There's nobody else that's got that amount of white on their car, so we should, because we are catching fairly quickly, we should be able to catch that car. And I would imagine we'll probably get a trophy at the end of this race, because I had one for the podium when I came third in Bahrain, but this is going to be our first race win. Ha! Am I tempting fate saying this is going to be our first race win? Fingers crossed this is going to be our first race win, provided I don't have a huge off or a mechanical failure. This and 3 laps to go, so 4 laps, come on. Drop that gear. I hope I'm not doing damage to the gearbox doing that. Still didn't manage to see what car that was, but I'm not that far behind him now. So it looks like a Williams. So if that's the case, that is a really poor performance by Williams, because he must be. So who have I passed? The 2 Saubers, the 2 Manners, and the 2. Mind you, there's only 19 cars in the race at the minute, so I passed 6. So he's in P13. It's still quite poor for Williams, that is. It's Bottas. Wow, I expected it to be Massa. Gotta be fair. He's obviously having a crappy race. Alright, 3 laps to go, guys. Come on, Valtteri, you can do better than that. He must just be having a bad race.
They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Hulkenberg's got an issue. Bottas has been showing the blue flags, but he didn't let me pass. Wow. That was touch and go there. I tried to dive down the inside. I was a little too far back, to be fair. So, hats off to Valtteri for not crashing into me. Coming up to the penultimate lap. Another car ahead there. So we should be getting him on the next lap. Let's have a quick look at the tyres while we're going through these straight sections. 64. Shit. Alright, so the tyres, I mean, I have seen other people play where when the tyres are up near 70% they do burst and you get a puncture. So let's keep the fingers crossed. I've got 2 laps to persevere. Don't want to get a puncture now, that's the last thing I need. Especially this side of the track.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Alright, I've only got 2 laps left.
Hamilton, they're speeding up again, so I expect they fix whatever the problem was.
Alright, so Lewis has actually dropped down behind Rosberg, but as you heard from Jeff there, the problem has been rectified, but can he, it all depends on how far he is behind Rosberg now, can he actually regain that second position? I doubt it. Who do we have up here? That looks like the other Williams, so Williams are having a bad race in the rain, which is unusual. So that means Force India, Toro Rosso, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Roman in the other Haas are ahead of him. Mind you, we've been doing some upgrades to the car, so that may be why, because we've overtaken them in the development. Alright. No point in giving you a weather update now, Jeff. We're on the last lap, my friend. Mind you, Felipe is catching this other guy here. Who is that? It's not Roman. That looks like it could be a Force India. Oh yeah, Hulkenberg was having an issue, wasn't he? So that's why Massa's catching him hand over fist. Massa's gonna let me pass. Thank you. Oh shit! I got a slapper on there. Oh no, I got a warning. Is that gonna be? Is that just a warning? That was my fault. Sorry, Felipe. I do apologise, my friend. I came past and I just cut back in way too early and took the nose off his car. Alright, tyres are shot to shit now. That might be why I had that bit of a slapper going on when I came back on the track. And what am I doing with my views now? Because I've got the steering wheel turned. Oh shit, these tyres are gone. These tyres are so shot. I'm just going to sit comfortably behind Hulkenberg till the end of the race, I think. I'm not going to even try and overtake him. These tyres are like terrible at the minute. First win of my career. Thank you very much.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
Nice, he's a happy bunny. While this is doing this, let's have a quick look at the comments, guys. I wasn't ignoring whilst you're driving. Alright, so Mikey, what does that say? Not doing too bad. How's the racing in the wet? Bet the car's a bit hot. They are really hard to control. Harvey Ashworth should up the difficulty. Man, as I said, they are leaps and bounds worse in the wet than they are in the dry. They're a lot quicker in the dry. I am actually playing on, and for Aidan M, who's watching, I am actually playing on hard. And I have said to everybody that's watched the live streams, I will up the difficulty at the end of the season. I am going to play the entire season on this difficulty, and I will up it next season. And I'm also considering switching off things like suggested line, you know, braking line, and also going up to manual gearbox as well. So bear with me, guys. This is only race number 3 of the season, so I do appreciate you guys watching. It's great to have the viewers. Thank you very much for watching.
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say
Alright,
exactly
so we've
what
just
would
got
have.
And now
Anthony.
it's wind down and celebrate. After
Let's
that
just enjoy this
fantastic
moment for a
Grand
second.
Prix. Here they come, your top 3, out onto the podium.
Nice. Haas Automation Inc. And there we lift the trophy for the first win of our career. And at that point, I want to say, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to leave any comments, please do so in the box below. And remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to see future videos in this series and others. But until next time, take care, guys, and thanks for watching. See you later. Bye now.
And now let's